Hello, welcome to my channel on learning field. Today we'll discuss about electrostatics. Now, what is electrostatics? Electrostatic means we already learned that electro means electrons and statics means at rest. So, electrostatic is the branch of physics which deals with the static electric charges. Now, electric charges are of two types, that is positive and negative, or charges at rest. These charges in an electrostatic field have forces acting on them and hence possess potential energy. Now, potential energy means the energy possessed by the body due to the virtue of its position. Now, except gravity, all forces which we experience in everyday life, like tension in the string, normal force from the surface, friction, etc., arise from electromagnetic forces. Electro means already we know that electrons, and magnetism means magnetic means already we know that it is behaves like magnet forces which we within the atoms. So, electric charges. Now, what is electric charges? Electric charges are of two types, positive, negative, we have already studied, but the intrinsic property of matter by the virtue of which it can interact or exert force, that is electric, on other matters having the same intrinsic property is known as electric charge. This is the proper definition of electric charge. We should note down this one. So, the SI unit of electric charge is Coulomb. So, the material objects made up of atoms are neutral in general. When an object is rubbed with another object, for example silk with another object, for example the rubber with silk cloth, some amount of charge is transferred from one object to the other due to the friction between them, and the object is then said to be electrically charged. Charging the objects through rubbing is called triboelectric charging. Now, triboelectric charging is the important term that we should note down. Now let us discuss about our next topic, that is conductors and insulators. We have already have learned about conductors in the previous classes. We already know that the conductors means they allow electricity to pass through them. Since they allow electricity to pass through them, they have electric charges. We also know that they have electric charges that are comparatively free to move inside a material. If they have electric charges, then they are when some charges are transferred to a conductor, they get readily distributed over the entire surface. For example, human and animal body, the earth, metals. Now let us discuss about the next topic, that is insulator. Now, what is insulators? Insulators means which do not allow electricity to pass through them, and since they do not allow electricity to pass through them, they do not have electric charges that are comparatively free to move inside a material. So, when some charges are transferred to an insulators, they stay at the same place. Since they do not have any charges, they stay at the same place. Example, we can take that plastic, nylon, glass, etc. Now, next is frictional electricity. Now, what is frictional? Frictional means by rubbing two suitable bodies. If you rub two suitable bodies, a friction occurs, isn't it? Now, what is electricity? Electricity, we already know that the electricity occurs when flow of electrons takes place. So, frictional electricity is the electricity produced by rubbing two suitable bodies and transfer of electrons from one body to the other. For example, you can take the example here, the example of glass and silk. The electrons in glass are loosely bound in it than the electrons in silk. So when glass and silk are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from glass get transferred to silk. As a result, the glass becomes positively charged and silk becomes negatively charged. Another example you can take here, the ebonite and fur. uh, we can name this fur as flannel also, since ebonite electrons in fur are loosely bound in it than the electrons in ebonite. So when ebonite and fur are rubbed together, the comparatively loosely bound electrons from fur get transferred to ebonite. As a result, ebonite becomes negatively charged and fur becomes positively charged. So the next topic is about the charging by induction. Charging by induction. So charging by induction. Induction means a body is brought near a metal sphere, but it is not touched. Since we can define is by this way. This is a process. This is a process in which a charged object is brought near but not touched to a neutral conducting body and induce electrons within that conducting body. For example, here this is the ebonite rod, this is the metal sphere. Ebonite rod is brought near but not touched to a metal sphere. This we can take the example of charging by induction, and similarly this example is also shown here. Now the next topic is the basic properties of electric charges. Generally, there are three properties of charges: additive property or nature, conservative nature, or charges are quantized. Now let us discuss about the quantization of electric charges. The quantization of electric charges states that the fundamental unit of electric charge is the charge carried by the electron and its unit is coulomb with magnitude 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now what is meant by quantization? Quantization means the smallest part. Quantize means the smallest part, the smallest unit. And electric charge means we already know. According to the quantization rule, the electric charges of any system is always an integral multiple of the least amount of the charge. This expression is denoted here. So Q can be written as Q equals to plus minus Ne. The next property is conservation of electric charge. Now, according to the law of conservation of charges, the total electric charges of an isolated system always remains constant. This is the definition for conservation of electric charge. We should note down this one. And the next topic is additive nature of electric charge. Additive nature states that the total electric charge of a system is equal to the algebraic sum of the electric charges located in the system. This is the definition for all the properties. You can note down this one. And the next topic is Coulomb's law. Coulomb's law states that the force of attraction or repulsion between 2 point charges is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Since we can see here, F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2, F is inversely proportional to 1 by R square. So we can prove this one by taking Q1 and Q2 be 2 point charges placed in air or vacuum at a distance r apart. Then according to the Coulomb's law, we can write this is the expression for K, constant K. So we can write K is equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9 Newton meter square per Coulomb square. For to prove this law, we need to draw a diagram. So Q1 and Q2, there are the charges are Q1 and Q2, the distance apart them is r and force is applied here. So F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2, F is inversely proportional to 1 by r square, F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2 by r square. So F is equals to K Q1 into Q2 by r square, where K is the constant of proportionality. Together this gives F is directly proportional to Q1 into Q2 by R square. By removing the constant of proportionality as K, we can write as formula becomes this one. So now next topic is the comparison between Coulombian force and gravitational force. This question came for 1 marks in the last exam, so this one is important. So Coulomb's law has same structures as Newton law of gravitation. Both are inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the particles, and the gravitational force between two masses is always attractive. Gravitational force is attractive, but Coulomb's force is can be attractive or repulsive depending upon the nature of charges. So the gravitational force between two masses is independent. Gravitational force is independent, but the Coulombian force is not independent. It depends upon the medium. Now next topic is Coulomb's law. We are going to derive this one in the next video. Stay tuned and please subscribe my channel and share. Thank you.